Little microphone thingy over in the corner. The microphone symbol.
All I see is the flashlight.
See right there? It's got the microphone symbol.
Oh, I can barely see it.
Okay. All right. So today, well, also, welcoming almost no one to our garage sale because, we're out in the sticks. This is my Lowe's brand trailer. I don't know who actually makes it, but they make it for Lowe's and then they sell it. And we've had this trailer for what? A decade? If not longer? Okay. So at least 10 years, maybe 12. Yeah, we did. Yep. So it would have been somewhere between 10 and 13 years, somewhere in there. And yeah, because we had it next door. At least a year next door. So between 11 and 13 years, somewhere in there, we've had it. And it has worked a lot for us. I really like it. It's got the drop ramp tailgate. It's got the mesh metal deck. I had at one point busted one of these welds and got it re-welded on the fender. The tires are bulgy in a couple spots and bald most of the way around. I got a little jigglage and breakage on one of the lights and one of the marker lights. Let me pop you out of the stand and have you show. What we're doing today is a refresh, and it'll probably take a couple days to do it all with paint drying and whatnot. But we're going to refresh this. Let me show you what I got going on. Get you up close. You can see, I'm going to have to get some crud out of there. I've already taped up a couple of the the green tape there, covering these reflectors, so I don't have to redo that. Nothing wrong with those. And we got some surface rust, nothing major, but we certainly have some surface rust here going on. It looks like I spray painted something at some point. That's not original white, I don't think. And the tire wheel combo are just getting replaced. My sister actually, we co-own this trailer, and she bought new tire and wheel. There's the missing marker light. I'll see if I can get new ones. I'll just give you a quick walk around. I like these little catches here. I like those. Reflectors. I really like that these have a grease zerk right there on those hinge points, so that's good. But yeah, she just needs a little bit of TLC to bring the spice back. What do you think, woman? She says, what? Yeah. So actually, could you over the shoulder me? Come on out. Just gonna show them. Come on. Yeah, I know it's hot. I'm the one working in it. You're just holding the camera lady. Oh. It doesn't have reflectors here, and here, like on the other side. That's weird. Well, I can show you over here. So, got my masking tape. And I'm not going to, trim it up pretty before. Watch this. I'm just going to throw it on. Because I'm not trying to be out here all day. It's just a trailer. My sister thinks I'm silly for even doing this. She's like, Jay, it doesn't need to look good. I'm like, well, I'd like to slow down the rust, too. All right, so you get your tape on there. Not worrying too much about being perfect. And you get a little utility knife, or I just had scissors laying there. Cut it. Ah!
Yeah, you're saying?
I was saying. Oh, goodness grief.
Cut it.
Ha! Good enough. I mean, I'm using dull scissors, so there we go. There we go. Wifey giving me a hard time. There. So we're just doing that all the way around, and just a few reflectors left. Oh my gosh, it's hot. Whew. It's a bit. Now, do you think I should leave the Lowe's logo? Look at the Lowe's logo. Should we keep that, or should I cover that over? Leave it. So now I got to tape that off. Good grief. All right, see you in a minute. All right, so I got all the stickers taped off that I want to keep. I'm about to remove the plastic light and the housings for the lights, but I'm going to show you what else I'm going to do. I don't need to show you that. I'm just taking those off. Wire brush, and I'm just going to rough all the way around. I'm going to rough this up, and I'm only doing the tops of the surfaces because, well, you'll see later, but I'm going to do the top of the fender, the top of the rail all the way around, and maybe even the rim of that. I'm not sure yet. But eventually the whole thing will get a little bit of wire brush or a bristle pad to rough everything up. I don't think I need to go crazy other than just like a quick scuff up. I'm going to use a Rust-Oleum primer that basically treats the rust as you go. And since it's such a small amount, it should do a good job of that. But I don't want to take, hours and hours prepping this. I want to be a quick scuff and go. And then I'll hit that with that bristle pad. What do you think, babe? It's going to be beautiful. Now, I'll give you a hint, though. Her favorite Transformers character is Bumblebee. Oh, there, camera. My little Lowe's emblem or any other stickers that I don't want damaged, just don't get too close. That piece of rust there I try to get to, but I'm trying not to disturb any of that masking tape. Paint's old enough and rough enough, it'll probably take primer pretty well. All right, we got possible rain coming in. Perfect. Absolutely. I've been thinking about it all day. It hasn't yet. All right, let's throw some primer on this. Just a light coat since there is rain coming in. This could dry pretty quick if I go light. There, just offer a little protection in case it rains and to dry fast. Light coat. And for now, again, I'm just doing what I've scratched up. So let's hit this top rail. From a distance, it'll look pretty good, I think. I ain't trying to trick anybody, but not trying to sell it either. So just to spruce up. First little bit done, primered. With rain coming in, I don't want to go any further. That's it for today. Well, by golly, it's been 2-3 weeks maybe since I first taped up a little and sprayed the top. We've been using it. And then we had rain off and on, and then my sister borrowed it, and I already scuffed the top here with the hay rake. I roll the hay rake onto it, so that'll keep getting scraped, but whatever. Next up, I just did a scuff with that scuff pad from before. I think that's going to be fine for our purposes, don't you? We're not trying to win a car show here. It's a daggone utility trailer. We're just trying to make it all one color again, or, well, two, and maybe slow the rust down a little. I don't know. But we need to get rid of these. So I got a new set of lights from the Zana, the AMs, and let's see if we can use the right tool here. Yep, that'll do it. And so I can get paint in there, and I can take that off later and when I replace the other one. Trash cans this way. That is a perfectly good little light. That's not broken or nothing. We got to make sure we can do something about that. There we go. Just get that off of there. Can I? There we go. Get that right off of there. There, now the primer and paint can get right on there and do a great job, I'm sure. Take the rest of them off the same way. This is the one I wanted. This is the rusty primer, but this nozzle's probably even worse. Well. Oh, and wouldn't you know, it's the kind you can turn over. Imagine that. So rusty goes on rusty, I guess, right? This is more of a rust color. Rust inhibitor, neutralizer, whatever it's supposed to do. And man, this nozzle lets it rip. Yeah. Like you ain't careful, you're gonna get a run. Where else do I have the most rust? Right along here. Oop. Clog. Oh, you were doing so good. Come on. Not a very fine mist, more of like a splotch spray. That's fine. And you know, since, oh my heavens, I mean, it is shooting globs. Not mixed enough. Since most of the black's intact, I just scuffed it. We don't even need to get a good primer on the whole thing, do we? Really? Just the worst spots, I'd say, anyway. I mean, it's my trailer. Come on. Well, we were good for a minute. Now it's just nothing. Back to the gray, maybe. The greenish gray, that barely sends anything out. Goodness gracious. So this was the brand new one. And I'm just gonna blow this can on here. It's probably what, $5-6. I don't wanna spend more than that on a prime job on this. So a little bird crap right there, just bird crap be gone right there. A little spit. Hey, there we go. Yes. Let me do it on your side, and then I can cut the camera off or trim out the video for that side. Rust. Little spots here, mostly not too rusty. Get the side of this. And I'm just putting a little on there. I'm not even getting a full coverage. Don't care. Wow. That's really it. Yep. All right. That looks better, right? Yes, it does. It definitely does look better. All right, now I wasn't sure really what I wanted to do. So I've got, this is acrylic. I don't think I even noticed that. Whatever. Acrylic enamel, so it might be all right. We've got flat and gloss in black, and we're going to start with the flat. If we get over the whole thing and I like it, I'll just leave it, but I got that one. The top rails, like what they said, we're going to do a different color. It's yellow. I think that'll stand out real nice, kind of for safety, even though you'll be able to see the trailer easier for you and for other people. We'll do the flat black over the whole thing, and then we'll do the gloss black, probably everything except where the yellow will be on top. So we're kind of treating the flat black as a sure a first base color, but almost like a, because we ran out of primer and it's not a perfect prime job, like a 2-in-1. Zoom in. Zoom in. Oh gosh, look at that. Remember, the tire and wheel are being replaced, so I don't care. Make this thing all one color temporarily, and then we'll get the yellow on it. Always, you never know exactly how stuff's going to turn up on the camera. So I'm hoping hope it turns out good for you. Now, the runs that are on there, those are original runs. That wasn't me. Factory runs, I guess we could call them. And let me get the top rail over here, and then I need to do the inside of that side there too. Now, at the top of this will be yellow. I might do the sides yellow too. We'll be going gloss just to cover, unless I've got more flat black, because this is about out. And this is going to give a gloss, so like it or not, I'm going to hit these rails real quick just so they aren't gray. And the gloss will be reserved for the side rails, I think. A few stray pieces of hay, getting some paint. And that's fine. I think the tongue needs to be nice and slick black, don't you? Yeah, that looks good. These haven't taken really any damage back here, so they're still smooth. They'll look good glossed up. Maybe. Just better angle, you know? Not a very good spray. Like new. Oops. Not a good paint job there. Or tape. And in that wheel well, I can do that when I do the wheels. So I'll be getting another can. Darn it. Why not? Can the tape come off? It's been through a couple of rains and through a lot of heat and humidity. So it's probably gonna leave some residue maybe. I don't know. Can I? Well, if a guy had any fingernails at all, I tell you, There. How's that one look? Not shabby. Yes. Original stickers saved. Yeah. Well, good morning. It is the next day. What is this, like day 3 on this project here and there? Knife. Looks like a key, but it's a knife. Harbor Freight, baby. This thing's like 15 years old, probably. Handy to have on your keychain. This is Gadfish brand. Up to 150 pounds. Spare tire carrier mount. Way heavier duty than we probably need. Oh, yeah. Spare tire carrier user manual. And I'm hoping I don't have to drill any holes, but this is thin enough steel that if we had to, we certainly could. And then we have a plate here. So between this and this, that's it. There's these two pieces and our bolts. So let's see what the destructions say. Because I was hoping I could just mount it like right here. That's usually where you see these mounted, is about here. Maybe the tongue, but I don't know if I want it on the tongue. Kind of get in the way of things and stuff. So anyway, weight capacity, we already said that. You can expand the warranty to lifetime. Well, I mean, it's just steel. Isn't that kind of implied that it's going to last a lifetime? Dare I say that sort of thing? Okay. So yeah, they've got it clamping around. The picture shows a square tube style frame, which is like my bigger trailer has that. This is not a tube style frame though. So I'm not sure how that might work. We'll just have to figure it out, I suppose. Because yeah, it's showing a tube style frame. So it's not going to want to clamp properly on here. Now I've got a triangle here though that's at least, see, because here it would be tilted. This one would keep it straight. So I might end up, I don't know. We'll just experiment, I suppose. So the plate goes on the back side, and then this matching plate, kind of, sort of, goes on this side. I bet I could put it like that. Something like that. Yeah, that should work. Let's just go. Just get right on it. And I guess I will bring the spare tire over and just make sure it looks like it fits there. It looks like it should. I mean, out of the two old ones, I guess I care less about tread. So this one's got worse tread, but there's fewer spots, like one I showed you where it's got a split in the outer sidewall, but it's better overall condition. So for a spare, this'll be it. And oh man, that's perfect. So that'll be a good spot for it if it works. You know, I might want to go put it on top of, if I can, on top of that. So let me go down one more hole and see if I can get it to mount. I think that'd be a slight upward tilt. I think I'd rather be on top of it. I think it'd be a stronger clamp too. So let's do that. It's actually still tilted this way slightly because of the way it is. Let me zoom you in here, what I got going on. And then all the way to the bottom on this. I could put some kind of a spacer there, I suppose. Like if I had bushings, I could put them in there, but I'm not going to. Sometimes less is more. Flat washer, lock washer, and it's actually kind of interesting. They've got lock washer and lock nut, doubling up on that. That's kind of okay. Usually you'll see one or the other. And there's plenty of bolt here that if you had a really fat frame, you'd be able to get around it still. I suppose I could cut these down shorter if I wanted to. Once I get this on, I could come here with a angle grinder and buzz those off. I don't know if I will. But that's there. Let me grab a ratchet and tighten those down and see how it looks. Oh yeah, because of the way it is, I won't be able to use a ratchet because these are so long. So let me get a ratcheting wrench, maybe 17 millimeter. So I guess, well, this is a standard set here, but 11/16 should be, yeah. I could get it started with some power tool assistance if I dare. Up here I won't be able to because that's in the way. But down here I can. And that's as far as I can go. That's all that she wrote. Now I'll switch to my wrench here, my little ratcheting wrench. It's actually just those two on there. It's already pretty darn tight. Try to keep it centered on that rail. And let's do the top. Oh man, because this bar's here, it's gonna be a pain in the neck is what it's gonna be. You know, this is such a small, lightweight tire. Like, I kind of don't want to play that game. I could come up to the top if I went just higher, and you'd have bolts on top of here. Is that a problem? I like it having it resting, not just clamped on the bolts. But where this is, I mean, I guess it's only a problem until I get past. This is where I want it. Could I come up a little and go through here? Yes. But I think this will be the strongest solution. I just have to use the open side of the wrench for a moment here to get it down where I can slip in the ratcheting side. A little bit of time now, it'd be a better product long term. Son, you better not even bother coming out. It's supposed to be raining today, and it's not, so I'm happy I get some shade while working here. Right, well, that takes forever. Top ones are tightened down. Let me come back and snug down these bottom ones. First with the ratcheting. And then I don't like putting too much torque on the ratcheting mechanism on these. I destroyed a 10 millimeter already doing that pretty soon after getting the set. And I'm like, oh, we can't, shouldn't be torquing stuff down very tight. And I don't want to go too much on these either because that V stake frame piece that's in here, if I go too much, I could probably bend that or pop a weld or something, because I've been finding lots of welds that aren't as strong as maybe I thought they should be, but everything breaks at some point. Anyway, that is mucho strong, 150-pound limit, and I'm 200 pounds. So that'll do it, I tell you. Now, I said this one was in better shape. Man, it's got a lot of dry rot. It's just a lot of dry rot. Of course, I've got it inflated probably too much. I don't know if I did that or if my sister did. Oh, probably me. Yeah, I bring this one back out, and it's like they're both they're old. This one's got more of a on one side wear pattern. I guess I'll stick with my assessment. We'll just go with this one. It's a spare, y'all. It's just a spare. I guess if we're worried these aren't good, she could buy another tire to match. Then we could do like a rotation, right? Okay, does this match up? You only need to get two of them to match or to line up. Can I get two to line up? I think so. I think so. It's got one washer flat and one washer lock, and then it's got two nuts. My team leader had a race car when I was a young soldier. We'd go to the track on Friday nights, and he called it was a Fox body Mustang, and he called it nuts, like it's nuts. And then he got a second Mustang, and he called it two nuts, like TOO. But there's a joke there. Stupid. Anyway, the first of these two nuts is not a locking nut, so it goes in between. Sure. Try to put it in the top here. And does it specify which way it wants it? Yeah, it wants the threads facing out to make it easier to get to. That makes sense to me. And then I guess we'll go. I guess we'll go first non-locking nut. I mean, I have to pick a side for that washer, the flat washer. So I guess I'll put that on the back side. Or does it show? It does. So on the back side, you're just going to have the head of the bolt, according to this. So let me get that washer. Just the plain bolt from the back side. Like so. And then it says, or rather it shows, flat washer. Plain nut. No. Flat washer lock nut. And then plain nut. And then I guess on top of that, you would use your lock nut. Seems like a lot of... Maybe they're just giving you an option, what you want to do. I don't know. It doesn't show with a wheel on it anywhere. Now, will one of these line up? Yes. Perfect. The two on the top. Flat, lock, washer non-locking nut, and then the lock enough that I could use this. Easy peasy. It looks kind of goofy because it has an outward cant, but I guess the only problem I see with it is little water will be able to sit there in the wheel, but not so much that it wouldn't evaporate fairly quick. Let me give you a little walk around on it. So it does look silly, canted out, but I guess who cares, right? There you go. See, those bolts are almost too long, but they don't hit anything, so I'll probably just leave them. And what I was saying is on the inside, because of the way it's tilted, the water could sit down there, but it'd be a barely depth. No, it'd be a shallow, there we go. It would be a shallow little puddle. It'd dry off pretty fast, so shouldn't cause any problems. It's just a spare. I don't know if I like the way that makes the trailer look, but you know, it's nice to have that spare in case something happens. All right. On to the next. Lights and pull the rest of the tape. Almost done. I swear, we're getting so close. Let me turn this fan down just a smidge so it's not so loud. The wind is starting to come up a little bit. It was just so... You ever work outside and there's no wind and it's hot and sticky? Just... It's gross. Lights is the name of the game. And this trailer has, you know, I guess it's standard now. They've got these little rails on both sides and then little half tubes to go to the center, and then the wiring comes out through the tongue at the front. Really nice. So we should be able to follow that routing. And what you don't want to do, of course, is just yank the old wiring out and then go get your new wiring and try to put it in. You're going to use the old wiring to pull through the new. That way you don't have to worry about it being difficult to push the wiring through. Use the old, push the new through. So I've got my rear lights, and they look, oh gosh, they're standard. They're going to go through the same hole as the originals. So that's fantastic. I don't have to worry about that. I think we'll start back here, maybe. I don't know for sure. I got to take these originals off. Again, leave the wiring there. We'll use that to pull the new through. And I've got my multi-size, so I'm not fiddling with it. If I can use this, I do sometimes. It's got those little push pins. And works on like wing nuts and stuff too, if they're small enough. So I'm going to take this old one off here, and of course we'll do the same on the other side. And it grabbed it and it's turning the whole thing. So let me grab a crescent wrench. Actually, you know what, a vice grip, because it's got plastic all over it. Vice grip, we'll just grab hold of everything. Trying to scratch my new paint here. We'll probably need to touch up a couple spots once we're done. Can't wait to see this thing all dolled up and not looking new. Hopefully looking better than new from a distance. Then you get up close and you'll see the scratches, and that's fine. And you know, you get these old nuts and bolts and whatnot, put them back together, throw them in your junk drawer. Some of you are probably way more organized than me. and have like compartments by size. It really depends on how big your shop, how much shop space you have for those organization drawers and whatnot. A lot of resistance just because they've been rusted on for years. Oh my heavens, yeah. Really on there. We're not stuck in there. There it goes. Actually, whoa. It at the end there, it grabbed on the rust so much I just twisted it off so the bolt broke. That's fine. That's fine. Grab our new one here. And this one, make sure we're facing out with our side light. And then that one's even got on the bottom a license plate light. We never take this out of the state, so we don't need that. But we'd have it if we need it. I'm already taking the plastic off. I suppose you're supposed to leave that on, right, until you're done. So here we go. They've got the nut has the little spiral swirls on the back to kind of dig in, rather than using like a nylon lock nut. They use that style. And then this doesn't have anything; it just goes right to the plastic. And there's a little bit of adjustability here, side to side. I'm going to kick it all the way out. Flat nut. Way over here with you. Flat and the nut. And by golly, I'm going to take this right back off before I get too far and hit the back of this with some paint. Now that I have the old one off. Get my scuff pad wherever I left it. Where did I leave you, scuff pad? There we go. And then the fan's nice. Dry that off sooner. A little overspray from yesterday right there. And I got the gloss black out so I can do some touches and whatnot. I'm going to hit this right here where I oversprayed with the flat black. Just a little bit. Beautiful. And it is a fast dry primer, and with the fan on it, and it doesn't be completely dry anyway, but hit it. Beautiful. Give it just a moment. And if the paint's wet, hey, that's okay. It'll just stick. It'll just dry on. If I could get the nut going. Here we go. Amateur hour here. So yeah, that bracket that sticks off to the bottom, is where I'm trying to put this. The holes don't line up. So I could just kind of center on that bracket and that would work. I just have to drill new holes. But now just my plastic casing is sticking a good 3/4 inch below that metal bracket. It's down here. Look how close it is to the ground. My fear is that it would catch on something and get ripped off, or heck, I'd kick it with my foot. So I'm thinking if I'm going to have to re-drill anyway, I might want it up here where that bottom bracket protects it. You know what I mean? And I could still have it on that bottom bracket. It's just going to overlap more on the top frame rail. Yeah, I feel a lot better about doing it that way. I mean, this one would. This one would work, but just barely. Like I say, you'd rather go bigger or smaller, and then work your way up in size. See if this one's sharp and straight. Oh yeah, what a difference! It immediately started to bite. These metal flakes, as if they come up, I got the fan right here. It's going to blast them that way. So, but otherwise, generally wear glasses. Sometimes wind can flip around on you, right? There we go. And then if I had it perfect, which looks like I did, same spot on the other side. I'll just eyeball it because that always works perfectly, right? I don't know. Usually, in my case, it's pretty close enough. We are awfully close to the edge of this bracket with these holes, but it's the best solution I've got for now. Should last a long, 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 long time. And we're through. Switch back to my self-tapper. It's going. Give it back. All right, how about now? Green is right side, stop and turn. Brown is your tail light to both sides. Oh, it's all like, as I say, it's all twisted, but it's not bad. And then the yellow, wait. Green is right side, yellow is left side, stop and turn. The brown is the tail light, or backup light, I guess, maybe. And then white's the ground. Okie doke. So we'll be running it obviously from the front because you can't run this plug through the rail. So we come over here, assuming all the wiring's the same. Everything's standard, right? Nobody doing their own goofy thing. Yeah, it needed to be replaced. I've got a couple wear spots, like right here. It's worn through the outer insulation. I know I saw a couple spots where it's down to the bare wiring, the copper. So, be nice to have a new one. Even this plug is pretty wore out. So what we're gonna do is snip this right off. Like so. And then we're gonna see if we can pull through with the other ends of each of these wires. So, and they're pre-bundled. So you got your left side, right side. Make sure I have that right. Green was to the right, wasn't it? Yeah. Green's to the right. Yellow's to the left. We're doing the right side for the camera. So I'm going to take that same bundle right here and see if I can't, like, electrical tape it, maybe. Hopefully that'll be big enough, or small enough rather, to go through the rails. See if that'll work. Old beat up trash can? Sure. Perfect. Still, can I reach that far? Almost. I can deal with that. Sure. Yep. And then if you've got a helper, that'd be good, just so they can kind of guide this through in a straight and easy, like slow and steady wins the race type of way. Come back here, find my green and brown. And here it comes. All right. So same thing on these. It is sweaty out. Mucho sweaty-o. All right, that one. And then finally the white / ground. That won't have to go nearly as far. And actually, see, this has that going all the way back there. This, I didn't even have to worry about the white, because this will only go. This will only make it to the tongue. Like, seriously, this little bitty white wire ain't long enough to get to the more than the tongue. So I'll probably have to put a self tapper in for this ground. This one. It really does amaze me how just snarled things get so quickly, too. Like, how did you manage, basically, to get so snarled so fast? And watching for when the tape gets to the pull through on the other side. Hung up. Come on. Oh, get in the tube. Get in the tube, dude. It's always just barely out of reach. Is that the way it is for you too? Just there now. That makes it easier. Ew. Nasty bug stuff. Okay. Here's our brand new section come through. Good. Okay, and then over here, um, what is this wire? What does that go to? It goes up here, and then that went to the light, right? So there's a little junction. If you can see that right here, there's a little bitty junction. They tap in for power for the running light. And there's a new one in the kit. New one of those connection thingamajigs. Yeah. In here. Looks like this. All right. I can cut this off. Because I'll be running through new again. So let's continue to run the new one. Because it looks like it just taps. Like it taps in. Open this up. Yeah, I think the clamp has like a little blade that cuts the insulation into the wire to run your little. That's neat. Clever. That's clever. I gotta see how they do that. So I'm gonna leave this right here. So I remember how to use this little guy. That's cool. Yeah, this wiring definitely needed to be replaced. So now we're gonna run it through this rail. I've got just enough to tape that on there again. But it wasn't going through there with that clip. Oh, I thought it had a seal. No, it doesn't either. So can I pull that through? It was kind of stuck down, probably just the ears and paint and whatever. Here we go. Just pull that through till we get new. Here we go. Oh gosh, we got some bugs. Yep. All right, so we can expose our new wiring again. All right. And actually, that's old wiring. Still. Here's the start of the new wire. Keep pulling. Oh, come on. Oh. we go. And here's the new wire. Sweet. All the way to the end of the run here. The end of the line. And this old wiring, you can wrap it up and keep it around for little jobs here and there. And it does have a plastic cap that didn't do a ton, but we'll put it back on there. Keep maybe a bug or two out. Although there seemed to be a lot of bug crap coming out of there. We'll put it back there. I guess once we have it wired, we could actually shoot a little bit of silicone caulk on either end to keep bugs from getting in there. Probably be a good idea. And then here we've got our white, which is ground, and then our other two. Yeah, it looks like the white ground. You just go to your bolt right here. That's what they're wanting you to do. So I'm going to take this one bolt off, or nut off. And we can put that white on there, sure. Twist nut style connectors. So we'll grab those two out. Green to green. Come back here. If you need a little bit more, separate them more. Green to green and brown to purplish. I usually give them a little twist together, and if one's longer than the other, either snip it off or just fold it back over on itself. Make sure you get a real good bite and tighten her down nice. Now, using these little twist connectors out here in the open, I don't know. But that's what we've got, so that's what we're using. And then what I can do is just find a spot where I feel like I can protect these wires. I could probably tuck them all the way around onto the backside, maybe wired all those together, and then the ground piece, I'm going to tuck this under through, and the ground wire will actually hold that up for me. Kind of just use what's there. Now that's up in there, won't go anywhere. It's kind of mostly out of the way, It's as protected as the original. So back is wired. I think that's fine. Nothing is overly tight. The wiring itself isn't going across any really sharp spots. So it should be fine. Just like that. And then up here, to supply power to our front running light, side light, whatever, marker light, I think they call them. So, So I tap in. I'm supposed to shoot. Was I supposed to go up through there? Probably. Well, I'm not redoing that. So, see what I did wrong here. This wire is supposed to go up here to there. And what I've got going on now is going to make it so that you're going to have this on the outside. I mean, it's still kind of protected, but not as much as if we were inside this frame rail here. But with this light kit being a splicing style, I might need to use twist tie style anyway. I'm not sure. White is ground, and it's a 12-volt ground though. So this, I don't know why it's not the hoop style to go through one of the screw locations. I guess they're expecting you to run that through the white cord there, but it doesn't supply enough of it. Whew. Almost lost my mic. So I don't really know. I need power, and the power on this one comes from the brown, because this snaps in and transfers power to this black cord. So we need to tap in for this one. But if I want to protect this wire, I might just cut here, like cut into it. Now the green wire goes all the way through to the back. So the green wire would be intact, but then it would be on the outside here. So like, am I just going to cut both and use twisties? Doesn't that seem like it'd make more sense? I also have another style connector that I really like. I might use that instead if I can find it. Yeah, these. They're called like a lever nuts. Wago 221 series lever nuts. And you put them in and they just snap down. So I might use this to make the connection here, because it'll take up less space and I think it'll be more secure, honestly. So that way I can go ahead and cut this and put it on the correct side of that. And then when I do the other side, just try to do it right. And then I'd be able to use this style. But I'm not pulling that all the way back out now that I've already done it. So let's just cut it right here in the middle. So I know I have plenty of line on both sides. This is supposed to go down through there. See how much better that looks? And it'll pull tight. Yeah, that's more writer-ish. And I also need to pull all this extra, from up front. Otherwise, I'll have to it won't be nice, is what I'm saying. I'll have a whole bundle of extra cable. So, need to make sure I pull this back through so there's only the amount I want loose to get to the vehicle. So, probably need to pull a foot or two out anyway. Correct way is to cut it from the back. So, again, on the other side, I'm learning my lesson here. Learn from me. Don't make the same mistake. Now we've got our line with enough, and remember, you plug it into the vehicle maybe on one side. When it turns, it's going to pull that. So I'm gonna leave, like, that should be plenty left over. And I'll work from there. So, all this is just extra. And these locks here, I'll need the kit comes with 2, so you're just splicing 2 wires, single wires together. It comes with a 3, and it comes with a 5. Nice. Cool. For this one, the green just goes straight through, so I guess it would just take a twofer by itself, or I could use a wire nut. And I got Thunder over there. I should probably head in. I've got plenty of stuff around me that's taller though, and metal. I'm on asphalt and up against, well, some metal, right? You ever do that where you're working outside and you really should stop, but you're like, no, just a little longer? Not smart. So anyway, as I was saying, the green goes through, as evidenced by our old piece here. Green passes through unobstructed. So, but I got tons of room right here that I can stuff that up in there and be nice and protected. That's going to be the win for the green one. So let's go ahead and separate the green wire from the brown so I can get it sized so I can stuff it down in there or up in there. And then from the other side as well. I won't need more than that for anything. Worry about the green one first. We're sure about the green one. So we're going to go green to green, reattach it, and we're going to put it like, we need a little extra so we can stuff it up in there when we're done. So it's out of the way and protected. So I think probably right there. Now where's my wire stripper when I need it? Do a clean job using actual wire stripper. Got it. So let's strip greenie here. Oh, just, using the right tool. Who knew? And you shove them in here and snap it down, right? Yep. That went in, snap it shut. This one in, snap it shut. And you put it so they're all the way to the back. That's nice. Very nice. Now this was where we need to splice an extra in, which is where we can go to our 3. So you got 3 little levers for 3 individual wires to go in. Open that up. And we'll put the 2 browns in to get flow all the way through. And we'll put in the purple. So those will be the 3. And then this white one, I'm telling you, it just goes to the chassis. Because it'll go through the metal of the actual trailer back to where we hook our white onto the tongue, wherever that happens to be. And these are just little LED lights anyway. They don't draw much. But, yeah. So that's what we're doing. I was just, I don't want it dangling, but these secure so well, I think we'd be all right. And then the length is the question on these. How long do I want these brown ones here? So, I mean, probably the same length as the green, wouldn't you say? And then this one, this is the problem child. It barely sticks out. We wouldn't be able to go in there. Even if we go out the bottom, it's going to be a problem child. They made this too small. Now, we had said we could take this and run it inside of here, and this little guy will fit there you go. That's what we're going to do. So let's, and could two of these go through the bottom in a little notch? Yes, they can. Yes, they can. So that's what we'll do. We'll cut these right about here. A lot of rumbles. I really should probably not be out here. Basically taking about a half of an inch back, 3/8 to a half an inch back, exposed. I'm sure it would tell you exactly how much they recommend, but I'm looking right at it. So we're going to push this one in, snap shut, this one in, snap shut. Farmer trying to grab some more hay before it gets rained on. And then we'll have our light with this guy. And I'm thinking while we're here, we need to worry about this ground one. And the screw here would totally go right on there, but I need a hoop. So I'm going to go grab one. I happen to have one in stock somewhere over here. Yeah, I had a whole kit. I was working on the Mercedes and I was doing some monkey business with the wiring, setting up a new relay, and you can't find stuff for 95 Mercedes, that's for sure. At least not what I was looking for. So here you go. And we're just going to crimp this onto this wire. And then we'll be able to put it right there as we're putting it, mounting it on. At least that's the theory. So we're going to push this right in here. Nice. I love when you see it come through a little bit too. And we're just, this is the crimp style. Give it a good crimp. Nice, good connection. This even has where you can put some heat on it and it'll like shrink wrap. I'm not going to do that because, you know, things and stuff and shortcuts. So now that I've got that on there, I'm going to put this last one, my purple, into my Wago style connector, which I'm just kind of thrilled with them so far. And that's going to stay inside there for me somehow, some way. And this can be mounted either way, it looks like. This will have to go. No, it can stay on the inside. Nice. Yeah. So everything can stay on the inside here. Let me put this through now. Good. These two wires will have to go through this side. Is this going to work better than I thought? Maybe. Yes, it's working better than I thought. So we'll have our ground here with that bolt. And I painted it, but there should be just enough exposure, I'm hoping, that it'll have a good connection. Where's my other screw? Here it is. Black screw on a blacktop driveway. Wires are perfect. What I mean by that is they're not too tight, so they're not gonna like fray. No, you've got to bite. Bite. Bite it. Arr. There you go. There, it's on good and tight. Now it looks weird on the top because there's a gap. But that won't hurt anything. Not a thing. And again, these are loose enough. Last thing, I'm going to take this one, like I said, and I'm just going to push it up in there. There. Out of sight, out of mind. As protected, at least, as the original. And I don't have that coming over the top. Hopefully I don't make that mistake on that side. I can use the actual clamp that they provide. While I'm right here, though, bonus clip. Look at that. Nice. That's why we paint, or paint. No, that's why we tape things. Ugh. I need to start like getting ready to go in. Hey, Sarge. I'll just leave that right there. Wait, am I done with the wiring? There, and then you just plug in. The only other thing would be the ground. So I'd be doing another one of those crimp style for the ground with a self-tapping screw into the tongue somewhere up there. That's it for the wiring. Oh, and I was thinking about tire shine. Yeah, I brought this out earlier. This stuff supposedly helps protect your rubber too, make it last a little longer. So I'm gonna go ahead and make it a little prettier and kind of protect that too. Just dress that up a little bit. Maybe last a little longer. Dumbest thing ever. But not entirely, I guess. What do y'all think? Am I just going overboard on this little project? Sure. I mean, I guess I could put it on the new one too. That's not so weird. Shoot. That's pretty. I like the way this stuff smells too. These chemical guys. Tire shine. Back after the rain. Gordon? Okay, well, we got this side wired up. I actually like the way I did the wiring on that marker light better than the right way over here. There's more exposed wiring, so I don't like that, but that's the way it's supposed to be done. On both of these, I also wrapped it with electrical tape here, babe. Can you see that? Just to protect the... no, you can't. You're looking at the chickens again, aren't you? Just to kind of wrap and protect the wiring that's exposed there. And again, just like that side underneath here with that those twist connectors, keep them out of the direct rain and whatnot. It's time for some sticker reveals here. Good grief. What's wrong with them? They want to be fed some more is what it is. Go forage. Go eat some ticks. They're always trying to get me. All right, so that one looks good, huh? Come back here. Reveals, babe, reveals. Everybody wants to see the tape being pulled off. Not the chickens. Goodness. It's over here. She's not paying attention at all. Yeah, it looks pretty good. You see that black? I'm like, it's good enough. Were there any more? Yes. That looks pretty good. And then, the sticker that's probably the most important on this one, at least. Oh, no! Don't pull off. Oh, my heavens. Stay on there. I didn't want to replace those. That was the whole point. We got our Lowe's sticker. Let's see how that turned out. Oh, not one at a time. Let's go the other way here. I'm telling you, it makes it look like a daggone news trailer.
They said we're not buying it.
Like, we know it's been here for years. Oh, man, that looks good. You ain't scared of nothing, are you? No. No. Yeah, a little velociraptor. She says, my great whatever was in Jurassic Park. Not even the movie. So we got our original stickers there. You're just loving it right now because you got both of us in the shot. Oh, you butt in my face. Goodness gracious. Oh, another one. Hey, just stay out of my garage. No pooping in the garage. Yeah, they love pooping in my garage. Can't leave my garage open ever anymore. We already did that one. What else? No, there's got to be more stickers. I know there's more stickers. Oh, yeah. A couple of marker stickers on the side here. See, the little bit of time we took to prep. What's she saying, babe?
She wants to go poop in the garage.
Yeah. Oh, side sticker here. Yep. They blend right in because I painted right over them, and so you got to look for the seams, edges, whatever. Pull at an angle so they don't want to try to come off. They're trying to come off. Okay. Like a clear top to it? Sure. I think. Nope. That one, I peeled the old sticker off because it was unintelligible. You couldn't understand what it said, so I just painted over it. All right, guys, this is it. It is not perfect by any stretch, but man, does it look better or what, babe? What do you think? She says maybe. Maybe it looks better. Whatever. So if you remember from the beginning of the video 2,000 hours ago, marker light on one of these sides was bashed. This one was dangling here, this light. Oh my heavens. And it needed new tires. We got that done. We repacked the wheel bearings while we were at it. Ran all new wiring, lights. I think the last thing to do here is actually throw a couple pumps of grease in the hinge points there on the drop gate. Man, that looks amazing. She can say whatever. We know the truth. This thing looks great. Like $1 million. And legal again, too. The truck's way over there and it just rained a bunch again. We've been a lot of rain. So you're going to have to believe me, the lights work. They're brand new. And I did throw a self-tapper in the tongue. Did you get a look at that? So, whatever. There's a self-tapper in the tongue right there for the ground. And then you're just using the trailer as the conductor for the ground / negatives for the 4 lights rather than having the white wire run out like it was originally. That's it. She's done. She done. Oh, look at the way the water beads off because I put the tire shine on there. That's fun. All right, y'all. On to the next project. What is it, babe? What's the next project?
My closet.
No, not that. No, that's been on the burner for a few years. We need to keep that one stewing. Uh, that's a rainy day project, and today wasn't full on rain. I was able to get out. I'm soaked a little bit. Soaked? No, that doesn't sound right. I'm slightly dampened by the rain. I was in there waiting and listening to music while the rain was coming harder, and then when it was just a mist or a light drizzle, I was out here running wire. Yep. Well, my sister should be happy. We co-own this, so she'll be happy to see it finally done and back in service with fully functional lights. She had the magnet style lights she was throwing on it with the transmitter thing. I don't know how that works, but I think you plug that in. The transmitter plugs into the trailer light jack on the vehicle, and then you just magnet lights. But now we got the markers and everything. And the yellow, don't you think the yellow will be an added safety-ish color? Probably. I see some primer showing through here and there. I might come back with a little touch up here or there, but I wouldn't count on it. It's basically done. It's done. See ya. Yeah. Shoot some more chicken. They were up on there. We took a picture of it. I should put that on there too. They were just loving their life up on that trailer. Up out of the puddles. They're like, this is our trailer. Thank you, Daddy. You did this for us. Sure. You'll taste better when it's time.